What good would it be to you? You know what you've done? You've gone through your whole life with your pineal gland in a sling, and it's atrophied. And it's like a little old fakak, that's a little old shriveled up piece of nothing. But you know what you can do now? You can exercise. And you know what? It's tough to exercise. I got on Joan's bicycle the other day. What is this? I got to lose weight. I'll die. It's impossible. It's hard. So you're taking this little thing, which is the most important part of you, which will put you into contact with the universe, and it's shriveled up, and you start exercising. I didn't get anything. I didn't get anything. Well, how old are you? 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. You've paid nothing. You've had it in a sling. Take it out of a sling. Exercise it. Exercise it. Exercise. And it starts to strengthen and strengthen and strengthen. And pretty soon it'll start to harden. See, it's sandy. The pineal gland in your brain, most of you, it's sandy. It's unregenerated. It's not disciplined. It's sandy. And Jesus says if those who build their house on sand, when the storm comes, it washes out. You know what happens when a storm comes into your life? Chaos. Chaos. But he says, if you build your house on rock, when you exercise this thing in meditation, it becomes like a rock, and the house will not fall. Okay? Now, before you, we're going into this one thing. Before you go on, it's necessary to consider the human brain. And your brain, I don't care if you're a man, woman, boy, girl, whatever you are, it's no different than anybody else's. This is you. Not bad. Little bow tie, huh? Okay? That's your part. 10% of your brain. That is what you think with. The rest of it is off limits. You know what this says in the boy? This is the Garden of Eden. You know? How do I know that? Because they built the garden eastward in Eden. Whenever you look north, east is always on the right. That's God's part. You're not allowed in there. Huh? Now, let me tell you something. You have 10%. You can take only into yourselves on that left side, that 10%. You don't take anything. You take this side. This is where you do all your conniving, all your finagling, all of your ranting and raving, all of your murmuring, all of that goes on right here. And it happens in that 10%. Now, when you shut this down, you turn on this side. That's why Jesus said, cast your net to the right side. Because when you shut down that left side, you turn on the right. After you meditate, you act on what was given to you in meditation. But it's not over here. Now it's over here. But it's still only 10%, Albert. It's still only the 10%. It's good stuff. It came from here, but it's still only the 10%. So you take into you that which is the 10%. That's what it says. Bring all the tithes into the storehouse, that there may be meat in my kingdom. In other words, you give that 10%, you turn this on. Information then comes to you from this side, and you begin to understand. Now, understanding that, let's go back to this lesson. The manna is on the ground. The bread fell out of heaven. The manna is on the ground. The truth is in your mind. Now, a wonderful clue. Look at Exodus chapter 16. You see it? Look at verse 16. This is the thing which the Lord commanded. Gather every man according to his eating, an omer for every man. An omer is 1/10. 1/10. 10%. That's what you get. That's what you get. In other words, when that bread falls, you will take it, and it will take it into that which is your part. That's yours. Now, you know what? God, holy Jesus, I know. For God's sakes. You know? Do you know how stupid? All of a sudden you're smart. And you look at you're smart, you know all of this stuff. And you go to people and say, guess what? Let me tell you the truth about all of this stuff. And they say, oh, you're a cult. You've been hanging down in the basement of that screwy guy with the blue shirt on. Ah, don't stay away from that guy. See, because all of theirs is where? They didn't have any bread. They never ate the quail. They never ate the flesh at night, so they couldn't get into the bread in the morning. They don't know. And so they sit here with everything that they've ever had, but they never got what came from here. Here, gather 10. Take 10%. So see what it says right there? In Exodus chapter 16:16, it says right there, hey, gather every man an omer. Take every man for that which is in his tent. So this is you and me, and we take in that 10% from God. Now understand, I want to tell you something. This is very interesting. Verse 18, and they gathered, and he that gathered much had nothing left over, and he that gathered little had no lack. In other words, everything that you get in meditation is geared just for you. He might need 5,000. He'll get 5,000. She might need 15. She'll get 15. Just exactly. She might not be able to handle 5,000. He might go nuts if he only gets 15. It'll get exactly. And he won't need any more, and she won't have a lack of everything. It'll be just right. See? That's why when people try to tell you this is the way it is, it may not be for you. It may be for them, but it may not be for you. I don't tell anybody. Because I don't want to screw you up. Because I want you to gather. And you gather from within yourself spiritually. And what you gather right smack on the money what you need. See? And you may go out and I'll tell you, listen, this is how you do it so you can gather 20, but you may need to gather 2,000. And if you don't pay any attention to me, when you go into this beautiful desert of meditation, you'll gather 2,000. But I'll tell you something, if you do it my way, you'll only gather 20, and you'll have missed 1,980. Don't believe this stuff. Understand this stuff. But for God's sakes, for you, and for you want to avoid cancer, you want to avoid heart disease, for your children. Will you read the papers? Will you read Newsweek? Will you listen to the doctors? Will you listen to the scientists? Will you listen to Jesus? Will you listen to Buddha? Will you listen to Krishna? And will you go in and will you let the pineal open? Will you exercise it? And will you let the melatonin flow? It's up to you.